Hey Vapers! Alright, so in this video, I just wanted to go over a little bit of kind of what to expect when you're switching from smoking to vaping. I did find a lot of videos on it, but some of the questions that I had that I was experiencing, I couldn't find answers to anywhere, and I didn't know if what I was going through was something that I was the only one, or if it was just something that no one wanted to talk about. So, that's what I'm going to go over today. Now, when I did switch, and I made that leap into vaping, I went into it kind of with a open mind about it because I was smoking one morning. I already had my e-cigarette, and I was smoking my cigarette, and I was kind of like, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to smell like poop all the time. I'm sick of my boyfriend telling me that I smell bad. So there was, those are a couple reasons why I smoked, and also the health factor. Vaping is a lot more healthy for you. So one day I just kind of was just like, alright, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to start vaping. And I didn't have any problems there for, probably about a week. I didn't have any cravings, didn't want a cigarette. I think at one point during that week I did want to see if I still liked the cigarette, which it tasted horrible because I had tried one. I took a couple puffs off of it, and it was disgusting. I'm going to be honest about that. I did try having one, and I took a couple puffs, and it was disgusting. Put it out. That was it. Now, to this day, it has been a little over 2 months. I started my vaping journey on February 12th. And I still have cravings. Now, a craving for me personally, it feels like a panic attack. I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like my heart's just about to pound out of my chest. I feel like I can't catch my breath quite. And I kind of feel like I'm gonna start to hyperventilate. That's how a panic attack is. A craving for a cigarette is to me. If I walk by someone that's smoking, most of the times I just think it smells absolutely horrible. But like yesterday, I was going to the grocery store and I walked by two people smoking a cigarette, and I was like, oh, smoke, that's cigarette smoke. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. And I was just like, okay, alright, calm down, I walk away. I had to walk into the grocery store and had to, keep on track of what I was getting because I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, that does happen. It's okay, just push through it. Typically, my boyfriend hates it because right now I always have my vape in my hand. It's always there. I always have it. I do chain vape a lot. I'm vaping all the time, and I'm kind of nervous because I do start a new job on Monday, so I haven't had a job throughout my my vaping experience so far. So I am nervous about how that transition's gonna go because I do vape constantly, and it's gonna be in a call center, and you can't vape in a call center. So I am kind of nervous about that, but we'll see. I don't want to go back to smoking, that's for sure. So a little bit about what happened. So that first week I was fine. I was vaping. Now I did cough. Sometimes I still do cough because, that throat hit gets you. It's definitely different than smoking. Smoking, it's very, smooth when you go down and it comes out. Now, when you did start smoking, though, I'm sure you coughed. I know I coughed a little bit. But vaping is definitely different. So it's okay if you're coughing. You'll get used to it if it's making you, hack and feel like you're gonna like die, you might want to step down the nicotine. You don't want to be over nicking yourself. I started out at 12 milligrams. Right now I'm kind of in between 6 and 12 because 12 is getting a little bit strong for me. I'm trying to work my way down to 6 milligrams. But anything higher than 12 and I felt like I was coughing a lung out. I felt like I was going to die. And you don't want that. You don't want that at all. And especially if you are vaping all day, you don't want to be too high because you're going to develop more of a nicotine dependency than you did when you were a smoker. So you want to be really careful about what you choose when you do switch over to vaping. You don't want to go really high. Do what's comfortable to you, you know, and then try and work it down. You don't want to have that much of a nicotine dependency where you're vaping constantly. I mean, well, you can vape constantly, but you don't want to be vaping constantly on a really high nicotine because then you're going to just over-nic yourself and then you're going to start getting nauseous, you're going to get headaches, you're going to feel really sleepy when you're not supposed to be sleepy. So those are like 3 things to watch out. Don't over-nic yourself. Bad. So, yeah. But probably about 2 weeks into vaping, I'd say it was probably in between my 2nd and 3rd week of vaping consistently. No cigarettes, just vaping. I did start to have I couldn't tell if it was a really bad cold or if I was detoxing from the cigarettes. Now I did realize that it was detox from the cigarettes when I started hacking up a bunch of nasty stuff. Now, when I tried to figure out what it was, because I just kept like coughing up all this, like it was mucus and then it had like little black specks in it and like dark brown specks and it was just really gross. So that was my lungs cleaning itself out. Now I was very congested in my nose. I kept sneezing because I had a lot of mucus built up and it was all trying to get out. And I was coughing and my throat hurt because I was coughing and all the mucus was coming up. So that's one thing that happens when you do switch from smoking to vaping. That is kind of like your detox from the cigarettes. And I felt like crap. I felt like crap. Like I wanted to die. But that is like I don't ever want to go back to smoking because obviously if I was smoking cigarettes and then when I stopped smoking cigarettes this happens to me, obviously it's bad for me. I mean, I knew it was bad for me for a long time. I mean, obviously, there's posters and stuff everywhere and everyone's telling you, oh, it's bad for you, it causes cancer. But, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoyed smoking. And I was just like, you know what, I don't really care. Which is kind of selfish because my boyfriend would always tell me that it was bad for me. He didn't want me to, you know, die from cigarettes. And, you know, but that was kind of like the whole, oh my gosh, like, it is bad for me. You know, like, I'm hacking up all this nasty stuff and I'm detoxing from this and it's disgusting. And I don't want to have to deal with this again. So that was like my turning point of switching to vaping and staying here permanently. You know, so there's that. Another thing that happens to me since I'm only like 2 months in is I can't go all day vaping the same juice. I mean, I can go all day vaping the same juice if it has a little bit of menthol in it. But other than that, I can't stay vaping the same thing because it'll just kind of lose its flavor. I'll just stop tasting it. I mean, I'll taste subtle, tiny hints of the flavor. But other than that, it's just vapor coming out of my mouth. When I start vaping on something, like if I change this tank out and I start vaping on it, it'll be like, oh my god, it tastes wonderful. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's just so good. And then probably about an hour or two later, I'll be like vaping it and I'll be like, doesn't taste as good as when I started vaping it. So there's that. I have to keep just a kind of a vapor rotation going on of different juices, because I will lose that flavor, and that you know, if vapor tongue, vapor fatigue, whatever you want to call it, that does happen to me, at least. I don't know if that's a common sign of it. Is, you know, it happens quite often throughout the day, and then you can taste it, and then you can't taste it after a couple hours. But you know, that's what happens to me. That's pretty much all I had to go over. I just wanted to do a little bit about that coughing up and stuff, because I didn't know if it was a sickness or if it was detoxing, which it was, and I couldn't find anything about it. So that is, that's what happens when you quit smoking, I guess. But yeah, alright, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put a comment in the little comment box down there. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Anything that you want me to review or something, go ahead and put it down there as well. But once again, I'm Tiny Vapes, and go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for more videos. Yeah, alright. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, you have a good one. See you later.